former teammate of Matthews. We have one. He's Hutch. Steve Hutchinson on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Hutch?
I'm doing well. I'm doing really good today.
How are you doing on this Coronation Day?
It's good. It's good. The best part about it is now I can stop being your beacon of light for the past 3 weeks, and you're that ship that's bouncing around in the sea, getting ready to bail ship, and I'm the light. I'm keeping you there to.
How many times, Hutch?
Now it's all done with.
How many days in a row did I text you? What have you heard?
I don't know. I mean, well, it's no, but you know what? It's good. But the thing I'm happy about is when the salary came out, and it wasn't as high as initially reported.
Why do you feel that way?
Well, because he could have had. He could have taken probably the Oakland job, probably could have had the Bears job. I don't know what the New York, the Jets situation is, but those are two jobs he probably could have had pretty easy. And now looking at, like I said, at the contract and the way it's set up now, he probably could have had more money. And the fact that he chose his alma mater over that is a good feeling, meaning that it's something that he's wanted, it's something he's coveted for a long time, and there's a really good chance he gets to play this contract out and hopefully keep going.
Yeah, I mean, and I take that too, Steve. Is that because when we heard about the richest contract and an $8 million, et cetera, per this takes the mercenary part of it off the table, and then you see him holding his kid, talking about how he would go into his dad's office as a kid and be around what is now called Schembechler Hall, and this beautiful palace of a building that will be his new office, and talking about now he can give that experience to his kids in the same spot where he had it. That struck me. I loved hearing that. I loved hearing that today. Yeah,
there's definitely a sentimental part of this whole decision on his behalf, and really you only get that if you went to Michigan, you understand the Michigan family, and especially if you played football there, that it's not just about money, it's not about status of being at maybe the NFL or coaching a high profile team in the NFL. It's when you grow up around the wing helmet, and especially around Bo Schembechler, and who walked around that campus for decades as really a god there, and when you say to yourself when you're that age at 9 years old, I'm going to do this someday, and you get the opportunity, then I think it's hard to turn that down.
Steve Hutchinson joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show, national champion '97, future Hall of Fame Pro Bowl guard, joining me here on the program. So how quickly do you think he turns this around? What do you think?
Well, that's $1 million question. The one thing I did take away from his press conference, the one thing that I liked was when he said he was going to, when the winter conditioning starts here in a couple days, he's going to evaluate the team and see where they're at. And I think what he meant by that was, mentally, I want to see what they think. I think he wants to. His first goal is to turn that team around mentally and make them feel and believe that they're going to win every game they step on the field. And there's a porous roster, and there were holes going into last year's season, and then with guys like Futchus who decided to go to the NFL, and you lose guys like Jake Ryan, your leaders, and Gardner, your senior quarterback, who's leaving. It makes it more difficult. But I don't think he cares about that right now. I think it's a system that what he does when he gets to a new place, whether it be in San Diego, Stanford, San Francisco, he instills a system and a train of thought that I think is paramount to X's and O's, and that's what he's looking forward to doing.
Steve, thanks for calling in. I wanted to chat with you here on this Coronation Day. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're the best. That's Steve Hutchinson, University of Michigan, joining me here on The Rich Eisen Show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.